Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb forever and ever. You know, let's do some house cleaning. Let's do some house cleaning. You know, African Americans, as they are called, as you are called by the rest of society, unless we offer resistance and we insist on words like FBA or Negro, is the only two words that no one else can possibly claim. And we'll further break that down from the Negro into the two groups of Negroes, Judah and Israel. Now, at any rate, back to the house cleaning. You 60-year-old niggas and are still doing this type of thing, looking at people's shoes, how they're dressed, and making judgment calls. You proud that you have a job? And while we're talking about this job, how did you get and you maintain this job? But while you're thinking about that, why is it never crosses your mind uh, that a black man can walk in front of you, dirty, old shoes, and have a pocket full of change? You niggas been doing this shit since the 80s, looking at what kind of what kind of shoes, what kind of sneakers a man has on. And you 60, 65, and sometimes 70 years old, and you still doing that stupid ass shit. You are so well taught and well conditioned. You know why I dress the way I do and have a pocket full of change? So I don't have to fuck with you. To make you hop to your next natural assumption that I'm just a bomb. Then I promptly go spend $25 or $20 on a nice fucking lunch. You stupid as fuck. You stupid as fuck. And by the way, these are the antics of the house of Israel. By the way, Israel would rather see their own freeze to death. I'm telling you what I know than to let them in and catch your breath of warm air. This is the truth. This is the truth. Okay? And again, it is cultural as well as spiritual, but mostly cultural. Israel, like I said, has no self-identity. They identify with anything around them. Organizations, clubs, work, never themselves. Never themselves. If you think I'm lying, ask I hate this word, but that's what they let everybody else call them, African American. Ask them who they are. Ask one who they are and watch what they tell you. Their name, if it's not some fake name. Their name as if you asked them their damn name. Really? But the African American, when you have no id, then you id with anything, anybody. The African man, listen there. Anyway, moving on to what I think, to what I really want to speak on. But the African American Israel had to be a tremendous contribution to the overall disenfranchisement, murder, and destabilization of the Negro masses. Now moving right along, going all the way back to Herod, biblical times. Oh, okay. You know how many babies have died? Young men have died simply because they weren't like them, all the way up until today. In fact, from time to time, I'm pretty goddamn sure that there's sacrifices happening on these streets. I'm sure of it. Sacrifices, human sacrifices, initiations involving the taking of life. Interesting, interesting. But so they have been trying to stop the inevitable for thousands of years. So you do believe, as all of those kings would have went through all of those efforts, all of those different races throughout history wouldn't have went through all of those efforts to stop what is inevitable, which is the rise of the Christ child. It was inevitable. Inevitable. They tried to kill everybody. Everybody. Now, you think about that. Thousands of years of it. So they did believe, and they do believe now. This would bring you all the way up to the 50s and the 60s, where we had J. Edgar Hoover was FBI inventing whole programs, MKUltra, COINTELPRO. All of these are directed at the black population. Wow. And you're not the enemy. No, black people, you are an American. You are not the enemy. Don't you get in your head that, at any rate, you know where I was going with it. You know exactly where I was going with it. But you're not the enemy, okay? Even though specialized program, and how do you manage to gain stock a whole race? I mean, that takes government help. Not to mention the House of Israel at every step of the way is fully involved, draped fully in their melanated skin. I mean, you do understand that it is this same ilk and type of Negro that in the 50s and 60s was working for the FBI. Can you imagine being a one lone Negro FBI agent and willing to be that? Would I want to be around my master that well, like that dude said? What's his name? Baldwin. James Baldwin said, "Hell, I mean, if you took the best, you may as well take the rest." And then they did. And then they did. They took the rest. Now he walks around largely like an empty husk, a scooped out and carved out husk of what he used to be, and in most cases filled with what he would want to be, but can never be. It gets a little bit convoluted and deep. But anyway, this is what they did. And while in the midst of you after 2012, it was pretty much already known that they were fucked. They understood that because of their specialized computers told them that. One of them was Project Looking Glass. You know, this computer that was supposed to see the different timelines, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. And it was based on and indeed used, some would say, um, Sumerian tablets as a catalyst. And through this, it would provide them the opportunity to see through different timelines. But they got to 2012 and it spelled doom. It spelled F-U-C-K. It spelled it's time up and you are done. So they figured if we messed around with the variables, and they did, and they still came to times up. Then they did it again. Still came back to it. Times up. And then they got really, 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 really afraid. And they started feeling sick. Some of them even felt faint. and they said we should destroy this and keep it a secret. But it's too late now. And I reference that because you would think that the FBI, after 2012, understood that there's nothing we can do. We've infiltrated, we have investigated, we have background, we have we've done every investigative technique that we can think of, that we can think of. Think about that. And 2012 is an interesting year for me personally. I think it was 2012 or 13, probably 2012. I went to the Houston field office of the FBI and told them about the gang stalking I was experiencing. I mean, hunted like an animal. I had never connected it to shit like MKUltra, COINTELPRO, but then there it was. I'm like, so they still doing this? Yes, they are out to destabilize the black family generally and black men specifically by any and all means necessary. Now, I didn't come to that conclusion until 2018 or 19, when that dude said to me, without being black, that he had their own blacks. That sealed the deal for me. That sealed the deal. And then they acted like they were his own blacks. I say, well, I'd be damned. I started asking myself a mighty goddamn question. I'm a smart man. I said, I need me one of them blacks. Yes, I did. I even told myself that maybe I can finance one. Started working on my credit and everything. And then I went shopping for one of them goddamn blacks. I looked everywhere. eBay, Craigslist, Macy's, shit, catalogs, Walmart. I couldn't find me a nigga for sale nowhere. So that's when it dawned on me. They got to be meeting secretly and still having secret auction sales. And then I went to price a Negro right about that point. And this is in 2018. And then I adjusted it for inflation. And then I knew I had to have one. Adjusted for inflation from the auction block to 2018, a nigga is worth $98,000. Yes, sirree. $98,000. And I started saying to myself, that is a hell of a good deal. You know how much output I can get out of an owned nigga? Owned? That do what they say, when they say, how they say, even will act upon his own mother, if need be. It's like Pontius Pilate said of them. Pontius Pilate nailed it. For those of you who don't know who Pontius Pilate is, he was the judge or the governor of Rome who had to hear that bullshit case against Jesus. Pontius looked at them niggas and he say, what is wrong with them? What have he done wrong? They just hate him. But Pontius knew them because he ruled over them. And there was always this group amongst them, a lot of them, had this trait. Pontius said, he told Jesus this. Thank you, Pontius Pilate. They still punished him for the death of Jesus, even though he tried to wash his hands of it. It pissed Rome off. Rome was pissed. Rome was like, who is these niggas? Is there one like him? Well, how the hell do these niggas? He wasn't using terms like that. That's just me. But you see where I'm going with it. And Pontius Pilate told Jesus, they would just as soon sell their own mother for a damn council position in the king's court. This is what he said. This is what he said. And he wasn't too kind about the Pharisees either, the other Jew. But at any rate, we ain't gonna even get to them running their ass around here voicing their fucking opinion with a history such as it is. Such as it is. So here we have the FBI and law enforcement underneath FBI running programs on the black population that would help to I need a breath. That would help to produce the African American by birth. It's sort of like watching Willie Lynch in real time. In real time. See, we build it different. You know what Willie Lynch is? Look it up. Read it. Now, think. How does it make you feel? I know how it made me feel. You know, after I read it, guess what I did? And this was back in the 90s. See, they've always had a problem out of me. I've been in some situations where I've just been called a uppity nigger, straight up. Even using intercom. You one of them uppity niggas. Oh, you have no idea. I remember every stripe. Yes, I'm uppity. I still have the holes in my feet. Yes, I'm uppity. I remember everything. Anyway, that be me drifting. That be me drifting. But even sometimes I just have to take pause. Anyway, Willie Lynch. I read the letter and I made copies of it and I started passing them out. And then I faxed the Harris County District Attorney's Office a copy of the Willie Lynch letter, and as a subtitle, I typed in, "We know." See, we're two different fundamentally kinds of niggas. See, this much is clear. We know. Now, would you have ever done such a thing? Shit, they have promised me after 15 years after escaping the prison. Do it look like I got 15 years? See, we fundamentally built different. You would stay inside of the cage and just accept your fate. I, on the other hand, I told them that I was not going to stay there, and then I didn't. We fundamentally two different types of Negroes. Sometimes we can lose so much of ourselves that we simply become empty, and whatever is out there fills the vessel. Fills the vessel. But anyway, I'm drifting again. So what makes the USA government believe that they're not responsible for any of this? They walk around, hold their heads up high, and they continue it to this day, and them in their heads. Well, I can't say it's the U.S. government because it is a government of the people, and the government blames the people, and the people blames the government. No shit. Man, listen here. See the circular argument, if you will. The government says, well, politically, we just can't do it. The American people will never allow us to give reparations. It does not matter that we have given them to everybody else. Even some of them people we don't even know. We just went to giving them shit. And I'm sorry that it's like that, but politically, the American people just won't let us give y'all what we owe you. Now, that's what they said out loud. That's what they said out loud. Then they went to interviewing American people, and American people, American people, and American people. That's why I tell you, Negroes, you're not an American people. You only play one on TV, and you have to play Oscar level, Grammy level. If you fail, you fucked. Even today, you say one wrong word, make one wrong move, offend the wrong person, and your shit is over. You know it, and I know it. You've learned how to live in it. You've made it normal. You made it. That's just the way things are. You show right. You show right. Will you get your defeatist ass away from me? Go be beat the fuck up in your mind, in your spirit, and in your heart somewhere else. Will you please do that? Get your defeated ass somewhere else. Niggas saying it out loud. I just lost, boss. I give up. I just lost. It's the way things, nigga. You so stuck in the 80s. And you one of them niggas who was looking at people's shoes. And so was the ladies, judging a nigga by what kind of sneaker he got on. Ladies, y'all must have missed a whole. Anyway, they know it's the truth. They know it's the truth. What a flimsy ass standard. But when you have no other standard and you don't value yourself, then you can't possibly value the other self. I mean, the one who look like you, walk like you, think like you, talk like you, nurture like you, and condition like you. It's a little bit of self-hatred involved, but I do understand. I understand. We have to understand that this is a race that to this day can be told how to wear their hair. To this day. Yeah, yeah. I won't go further, but I mean, it is what it is. This is a race that is at the bottom somewhere thereabout of a racial caste system, which America swears we don't have. It's not a racial caste system. It's just the way things always been. No motherfucker has been this way exactly 427 years or so. Trust me, I have existed eons before that. No, it just got here. Stop tripping with yourself. It's always been this way. Out of the mouth of someone who have an average lifespan of 80 years, he's speaking in terms of always and forever, not like when I say them. There is no always for you, and there is no forever for you unless you come through Christ. You get it? You get it. Which brings me back to my next point. So they have spent eons looking for, trying to stop Jesus. First it was Moses, and now it's Jesus. And first it was Adam. And here we is in 2000, what, finna be 26, and they still trying to run shit through policies, both spoken and unspoken, unwritten and unwritten, and then pogroms, both written and unwritten, like they steal Romans and fucking Greeks. You make me want to smoke in the house. You make me want to smoke and pour myself a drink. I'm going all out tonight. I got to buy my ass a bottle of Jose Cuervo, just in case on New Year's Eve. It's gonna make me sick, but I might just have to take the shot. I ain't had a shot of whiskey and a whiskey. I'm sorry, Jose. That is an insult. Tequila in a long time. And it's funny how I went from beer to Jack Daniels, and then somebody tricked my ass with some gentleman's Jack until they told me it wasn't real Jack and that there was nothing gentlemanly about the name of it. It's nowhere near Jack. I knew it was something wrong with that Jack. It gave me the real Jack. I got right back on the real Jack for at least 3 years. And I can drink a lot. Trust me. Man, I can put down a lot of alcohol. Beer, not so much. 3 beers, I'm out of here. But trust me, I've been known to wake up and start the drinking at 10 a.m. and drink until 8 that night. Whiskey, hardcore, okay? But not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. I got better shit to actually entertain now. And there was a reason I was drinking so damn hard. Because life was hard. You was hard. Life was hard. Her ass was hard. The landlord was hard. I started figuring things out, and I just couldn't handle it. I just went to fucking drinking, man. I mean, I would drink. It was nothing for me to put down a fucking pint of whiskey, Jack Daniels, and chase it with a Heineken. And this before I went in the house after work. This just sitting on the stairs. They know I'm out there, but they also know I got a deck of cigarettes, I got my bottle, and I got my beer. Please don't fuck with me. I will be in there sooner or later. Please don't. Leave me alone. Shit, I'm coming. You look out the window and you can see the vehicle. I'm here. At any rate. So seamlessly, they failed to make the connection between Looking Glass and the return of Christ. Even though it was right there, you guys have too much fervor. You are driven. You are driven. But the point being, what now? You failed. All them people died. All them children died through several timelines, and you kept missing, like trying to shoot flies with a goddamn 12 gauge. What the hell is this, man? You don't know which fly it is. And so you utilize the nuclear option. Kill them all. Kill all the boys. Damn. Now that's the nuclear option without nukes. From this age to this age, all of the newborn. Just round them up and have your way with them. And they did. But my point is, they still failed. So what now? What now? It's obvious what's going on. It's obvious who I am. It's obvious. And you failed. Mr. Hoover failed. COINTELPRO failed. Gang stalking failed. MKUltra failed. And we still got here. But the bright side of this, or the silver lining in this dark ass cloud, is that you've always believed. You've always believed. That's why you just kept searching. And with Mr. Hoover, so many centuries after the Greeks and so many centuries after the Romans, still doing the same thing that they were doing, looking for that one, the rise of the Messiah. Black people can never know a Messiah. Then on the side of that, these days you have them other people claiming that they found the Messiah, and then that Messiah had decided that he's going back home to Brooklyn. He ain't got time for this shit. He took my advice. I'm going back to Brooklyn. Shit. If you want a Messiah, you better find that some bitch, because I'll have no part of what you trying to get me to do. Say you want me to say that I am the Messiah in the face of that. Man, I'm going back to Brooklyn. And you tell them old ass men to do it their goddamn self. They can put forth whatever they want to put forth, but anyway, you failed. Now what? Where we go now? It's so obvious that you failed. It's obvious that I am. And Lord, I am. I have been taking chances lately, but I live by my own schedule. I said that by the end of this year or early next year, I'm not going to even be using my name except in the most intimate of situations, meaning a closest family members. Or maybe to go out and drop one of them women out the sky with some bows on her toes or something and sparkles around her wrist. I don't know how this shit gonna go. It's gonna be a new year, okay? But like I said, it's time to shed. Just like year 4 last when I said it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time for me to shed again. Shit's getting small. It's getting tight. And with each shedding, you gain more and more knowledge. Ain't that something? You gain more knowledge. you gain more insight. I think that's got to be worth something. But back to what I was saying. So we went from COINTELPRO to MKUltra, all driven by, I guess, a combination of fear, retribution, and outright racism into what we have now. And I don't even know what this is now, but I do know that it has produced a niche market in the white community for out and out racism. It's a niche market. They have made you have know how much money that you making them, and all they do is talk about you to each other. They preach to the choir all day long. Hundreds of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands, and they are even condemning themselves further. They're now saying that they want chapters in every high school. Now, the only way that you may have racist organizations in high school is that you are the majority of the population in those high schools, not just the high schools, but in those neighborhoods. And they are. This is how you still have all white schools, or 98, 99% all white schools to this day. And that's in the Houston area to this day. But we won't call that racism because they won't. They're going to say, well, when you get you one of these $400,000 houses, you can go to school with us. Well, I mean, what's the fuck's your problem? This is not about race. This is about class. You do want a $400,000 house, won't you? Well, you're going to have to get yourself a mortgage, which the whole idea of a mortgage sounds frightening. It sounds like some kind of trap. A mortgage. No, uh, that's okay. I mean, it sounds like something that's going to hold your ass. A mortgage. Do they just make these words up? Mortgage. Mortgage. In no way would I would have ever associated that word with I owe you money. Why don't you? Why, I just call it what it is. God damn, a mortgage. All these fancy ass words. A mortgage. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And this is what the world looks like to high IQ people. You make no sense. You say whatever you have to say when you have to say it to get what you want or maintain what you want or to advance one idea or agenda or the other. It's like watching a rerun of a movie over and over and over and over. Different different faces, same shit. Different faces, same shit. So I'm gonna end this right where I started. Right where I started. To that group amongst us who would believe that looking at a man's clothing attire, he should pass his judgment for what that man is. You should know that on a personal level, I have camouflaged myself amongst the homeless to hide from those who were chasing me. You should know that. And how did I do that? I parked the car. Yes, I did. It blessed my heart. And guess what I did? I started acting homeless. I started living in the shelters, hanging around where the homeless hung at. I was trying to keep some space. That type of thing. Moving like them, acting like them, going in at 7 o'clock. That type of thing. When you're using shelters. And guess what? It worked. It freaking worked. Now I told you all of this here, so you can put that shit there down. You don't know what's standing in your face, and it won't matter about their shoes. It won't matter about their clothing attire. It won't even matter if they have a job or not, at all. While you busy trying to judge based on materialism that even yourself don't have. Man, I don't understand. But poor people, listen, we got to separate because I've noticed this pattern between based on what I see. And I'm trying not to take you there tonight. I don't want to. I simply don't want to. It's peaceful right now. It's cold, which always tends to keep the peace. It keeps it way down. But I'm just saying, I don't want to. We know what it is. We know what it is. My further point is they fail. They fail. So if everybody from the beginning of time, from the serpent himself, not himself, because the serpent really don't got no brain. No, from the devil himself, serpent, all this coded up language, serpent my ass. That at any rate, from the serpent all the way through Herod, all the way through the Romans and the Greeks, all the way up to MKUltra and COINTELPRO and the destabilization of the black family and the attempted emasculation and the annihilation of the black man. Oh, take a breath. You have been found guilty. Yep, you've been found guilty. And preaching to the choir is not going to help. You should think about your children, if not yourselves. You should think about your futures, if not yourselves. This is what it is. This is not a announcement of one's guilt legally. This is anecdotally. Anecdotally, think of it as ream upon ream upon ream of circumstantial evidence that no one can refute. Now, some young lawyer out there saying circumstantial evidence does not make a case. I say, young man, if you bring in enough documents, it'll make a case. He who has the most documents wins the case. That's if they playing honest. However, these days, don't expect them to play honest. That's why when I go, and if I go, I'm going to be bringing something secondary. One hell of a threat. If you don't play by the rules, you may or may not breathe. That's how it's going to go. If you don't play by the rules as written, then you may or may not breathe. Any exploiting contact, then you may or may not breathe. And that's even upon speculation. Any contact between parties that I'm not privy to, or parties to the judge, or parties to the police that I'm not privy to, it shall be found illegal, and you may or may not breathe. And that's where we are now. That's where we are now. Now, to my Christian folk, I'm going to take the whole hour. I'm going to do the whole hour. I'm talking about Christian folk of all nationalities and worldwide. You know we love you, right? It's not that I forgot about you, and from time to time it sounds like he's only talking about those black people. No, motherfucker. Oh, you finna make me curse you. Don't you ever. You almost made me call you something, you sly old devil. I almost used a profane name as a reference to you because you pissed me off. So I'll calm down now. No, this is a specialized operation. This operation is two-tiered. Get the chosen, what's left of them, and you. Okay? You have learned how to engage with the rest of society, Christian or not, God loving or not, largely because you have to, else you won't have shit neither. So, with that being said, it's not a black thing as you would think. Nope. Ask the black. Hey, you must understand that at the beginning of this, I openly attacked them first. And Lord, whew, but it was part of the strategy. And I did that for a reason. So all of the rest of you could never say what you want to say now, that it's a black thing. He racist. No, he attacked us first, right off the button. right out the button. Whew. At any rate, at any rate, it's not what you think. We speak with multiple audiences. You are not the only one listening. Decision makers listen. Police officers listen. World leaders listen. Serial killers listen. I'm trying to draw the dichotomy here. So when we speak, and there is a we, don't get this mixed up. There is no fucking Mr. Barnes. There is we. There's always been we. We are source. We are seven. We are one. Mr. Barnes is in perfect agreement. He's one of the seven. But don't get us mixed up and never think that you are talking as you would to each other. You are not. So while we are able to slip between this personality trait and this personality trait, you clearly see the switchover and the difference. It's right before your face. It's sort of like having multiple personalities, but being aware that you have multiple personalities, including yourself, but they're all you. Every last one of them is you. Because every last thing that Mr. Barnes has ever seen, tasted, heard, or experienced, we know. And it's all from you. You get it now? It's all from you, the human, not the lions, not the cats, not the dogs, not the birds, but you will say, well, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody looking for perfect, but we most definitely are not looking for imperfect. Give it a rest. Ain't nobody perfect. Please. Please. That's what, anyway, please. Stop it. Stop it. And to the white the Christians, let's just get this right out front. You do understand you can't do both here. You gonna believe your eyes, or will you believe the picture on your wall? Because the one on your wall, I guarantee you, you're not gonna ever meet him. You're not gonna ever meet him. And you just tell your black friends, like you say you got, that they not gonna meet him either. Cause that picture hang on their wall too. I be shit, man. You guys are insane. I've never seen a fucking population that need a lie so bad to the point that we're not gonna even look at the what's there. I mean, let me say this again. He's not coming. If I may go further, he was never ordained, called, or even filled with the Holy Spirit. In fact, if I may asperse the gentleman, he was the lover of the artist. You see what I'm trying to say? He's not coming back. Again, you can Google this. Now you'll say, well, race doesn't matter. Stop it. Of course race matters. Yes, it matters. This is what I don't like about fucking Americans. And those who would, man, really, I don't like the world because of this same reason. Everywhere you go, race don't matter. Everybody wants to say it like it's so fucking cliche. Race doesn't matter. Of course race matters. Of course race matters. It controls everything in this country. Not only race, but gender. Not only gender, but I mean, man, listen, stop it. Race, gender, sexual orientation, all of that controls this country. Today, agendas control this country. Ideologues control this country, and to a larger degree, cabals, drug addicted, cocaine snorting, hardcore dope using, perverted people with money run this country. And you can tell them I said it. You can tell them I said it. They know this. This is why they don't say anything. But this is the very reason that no one says anything. No one has ever stood in front of these words. You don't even try. You don't even try to counter me. You don't even try. This out of the millions of you, it's got to be a million social media influencers and talking heads across the spectrum of legacy TV and cable and AM radio and FM radio, and not one of you has ever stepped to me. Not one. Ain't never stepped to these words. You ain't never stepped to this damn scripture. You ain't never stepped to the damn truth. So once again, you do believe. No one has to convince you anymore. What you have is a problem with acceptance of what you already know to be true. You need to grow up and deal with your issue. Deal with your issue, because I can promise you this. Ask anybody. I'm not gonna give a fuck if you black, white, Hispanic, Asian, do the wrong thing, and it's just gonna be. And guess what? I won't be shouting racial slurs as I'm beating your ass or putting bullets in you. Not at all. Not at all. But that's how you would feel. No, it's just because you fucked up. No more than that, give or take. The racial issue, you are so junior in your thinking. We don't care. See, there was a time, though, that I did care, like in the late 90s after I came back from overseas, because it was culture shock. It was culture shock, period. I don't know nothing about none of y'all. I don't know nothing about the arrangements and understandings between the blacks and the whites and the Hispanics. I mean, I don't know. I missed the memo. I missed the conditioning process, at least a large segment of it. I don't care. God gave them a way in. Now, me personally, in fact, I used to say, blame Noah. You don't want their asses there, you can't blame nobody but Noah. Noah and his kids had a habit of going out into the hinterlands and bringing people back with them that they hadn't met, talking about that they safe. And so that gave all these people a way in. I'm talking about Noah's children. Jesus, the first one, gave them a way in. And we get confused. I heard a young lady say that Jake is not Israel because Israel had lost his heritage. His heritage. And that's what makes everybody in the blood of Christ. And I shook my head and I said, man, we have to get these people here. God don't break his promises. His promises was to Adam. Okay? You have to see the line here. I mean, the house of Judah and the house of Israel came later. You have to see the line, or earlier, depending on how you want to see it. AD, BC, it all depends on where you want to see it. But anyway, that shit is separate. God doesn't break his promises. Secondly, along those lines, it's kind of strange that a lot of people now want to associate themselves with the very blackness that they've operated against. Not wittingly, but to live in this country, you almost have to. We know the theme song. You just don't want to admit it. Admit it. You know the song, and you know the dance. Stop it. Get a fucking grip. Analyze you, because they make you do it. They make you do it, depending on your age. They make you submit to the social order in which you find yourselves. This is why you feel not guilty. You feel not guilty. But let me tell you something though. In a court of law, I could find you guilty. Trust me, I have to put forth such an argument that you will be found guilty pretty much from the same position that you are now arguing that you're not guilty. Yes, you'd be surprised. You could argue mitigating circumstances, but that's about it. Your ass is guilty. You're guilty. I mean, if you receive stolen property, then you're guilty. Okay? If you kill somebody, then you're guilty, man. I mean, if you benefit from the stolen property, then you're fucking guilty. I mean, this ain't rocket science. This is by the law as it is written in the state of Texas. And I'm pretty sure all of the other 49 states. But you politic everything. You politic everything, which complicates everything. And you complicate everything because you're irresponsible and you won't take responsible actions in no kind of way, and you will not be responsible or held accountable for anything you do or say because you don't have to be. You don't have to be. This is what it's like to live in the ranks of the social order, depending on rank. This is the truth. Get over it. Get over it. Okay? Now, I have a job to do. I have to get these people, and I got to get them people. Okay? Anything that gets in my way is going to be a problem. Secondly, Negroes. Understand what I said at the beginning of this. In Colorado, okay, in Colorado Springs, I went into Colorado with a large sum of money. I purposely did not appear in Colorado like that, okay? And this is what it got, what it almost led to across the street at the fancy Mexican restaurant, the only one in Colorado Springs, I'm pretty sure. And they got some good shit, man. I mean, it's a little bit pricey, but they got some good shit. And that's on the goddamn real. They don't do, anyway, good. I mean, good. But anyway, this what it led to there. I'm ordering my food, minding my own business. It's a $49 and change plate. So I like to, and this guy is smiling as he's taking my money, and I'm already thrown off about that. I don't like it when, I'm just kidding. But you notice that when you make transactions, they always make it a point to either look at your face or make eye contact or smile at you. It's like they're happy to take your money. And that just don't sit well with me. I know that makes no damn sense to you. Okay? But for once, I would like for you to take my money angrily. And just wish I wouldn't bring you anymore. And just walk in and grab a soda and walk out. Get the fuck out, man. Your money is filthy here. We don't, but that's never going to happen, is it? That's never going to happen. Back to what I was saying about where I started. We've moved from 1980, people. We've moved. Okay? Just like I did anyway. You still looking at shoes and rims and shit? Does not a man's character and brain count? How about his personality or her? I'm sick of you. Go over there. Just go over there where nice shoes mean something. Go over there where to have a nice jobs gets you the more chicks and the more respect. Because at the end of the day, my nigga, that's what it's all about when you think like you. So I'm going to be aspersing you for the final 3.5 minutes, at least. This is what it is to live like you. And you know what? I wasn't going to do it at first, but now I am. This is your life. You ain't notice your life, huh? You ain't noticed that your life is always centered around someone else, generally speaking, a woman, my nigga. Huh? Do I have to say this shit out loud? Sorry, ladies. It's on don't got shit to do with you, but you know as much as I do about niggas like this here, who's always available. Always available. Now I got daughters. I got daughters. Okay? Keep that shit in mind. Always available. Always think, man, really, it's an envy thing. I see here a good looking nigga. That's what it really come down to. But you make it something else. Now you're looking at my pants. Now you're looking at my shoes. But then you had a glimpse at my wallet. Now and now you're discombobulated. It don't add up. But you still stuck in the 80s. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about your shoes or your car rims or your fancy cars or your fancy clothes. I'm going to tell you like I would tell anyone else. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's just like the meat suit that you wear, be it Spanish, black, Asian, plaid, alien, or Indian, or anything else. We overall don't give a damn about that. Because when you arrive your ass there on the judgment day, it ain't gonna matter. What's gonna matter is, did you know and did you do? Did you know and did you do? That's what's gonna matter. Now you can stand your dumb ass there and to try to argue with the books that the angels have been writing on your entire life. Every step you made, every word you spoke, wrote down. So when God says, bring me their books, and they don't add up with what you saying, here's what your next move is gonna be. Jesus said. So I'm telling your motherfucking ass right now. Jesus ain't told you shit. Jesus told you the truth. And Jesus is gonna have this very response. He's gonna say, Father, my Lord, my God, you know what I have said unto them, because only you could have put in my mouth what to say unto them. This man lies. Don't call me as a witness anymore. Bear witness for this man. I shall not be bearing witness, because he knew the fucking truth from the start and he's still stuck in the fucking 80s, willing to worry about if a nigga got nice shoes or not, rather than if he's cold or not, shivering or not, hungry or not. Nigga, I do you all day. All day long. I'll eat you for lunch. I don't like you. Understand that. The rest of you, love, peace, and harmony. These are the ones who we must separate from. Enjoy the rest of the night. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One.